For 5 years, OpenAI was untouchable, the king of AI, the most valuable AI company on Earth. That ended this morning, and it happened so fast, most people missed it. A company that barely existed 3 years ago just raised $65 billion in a single funding round. Its valuation is now approaching $1 trillion. It just became the most valuable private AI startup on Earth, officially dethroning OpenAI. The company is Anthropic, the maker of Claude, and this is Capital Secrets. Let's talk numbers first, because these numbers are insane. Anthropic just closed a Series H round of $65 billion. Investors include Sequoia, Altimeter, Dragoneer, and Green Oaks, plus a previously agreed $5 billion check from Amazon. The result? Anthropic's valuation just hit nearly $1 trillion. For context, just 3 months ago, in February 2026, Anthropic was worth $380 billion. That means in 90 days, its value nearly tripled. Meanwhile, OpenAI, which raised a record $122 billion round in March at $852 billion valuation, just got quietly passed by the company it once considered a second-tier competitor. And here's the number that explains everything. Anthropic's annual revenue just hit $47 billion. Last year, it was $10 billion. That's a 4.7x jump in 12 months. That's not growth, that's detonation. Now, the obvious question is, how did this happen? Because 2 years ago, Anthropic was the safe AI company, the one founded by ex-OpenAI researchers who left because they were too worried about safety. The one that Wall Street called idealistic, the one that Silicon Valley whispered wasn't aggressive enough to compete. So what changed? 2 words: Claude Code. While OpenAI was busy building consumer products, chatbots, image generators, voice assistants, Anthropic quietly made a bet on the one group of people who actually pay for AI tools: developers. Claude Code became the go-to AI coding tool for serious software engineers, not because of marketing, not because of hype, but because it actually worked better than the competition for real engineering tasks. And developers, unlike regular consumers, don't just use tools. They embed them into company workflows. They convince their teams. They get enterprises to sign 6-figure contracts. Anthropic didn't win consumers. It won the people who build the internet. And that turned out to be worth $1 trillion. But here's what nobody in the mainstream press is covering today. Anthropic didn't just beat OpenAI in valuation. It beat OpenAI while being banned by the Pentagon. Earlier this year, the Department of U.S. Defense designated Anthropic a supply chain risk after Anthropic pushed back on contract language that would have allowed autonomous weapon systems without meaningful human oversight. Anthropic essentially said, "We won't let our AI be used to kill people without a human in the loop." The Pentagon said, "Then we'll use someone else," and signed deals with OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, and xAI instead. Most companies would have quietly accepted those Pentagon terms and moved on. The contract would have been worth billions in government revenue. Anthropic walked away and then proceeded to grow from $10 billion to $47 billion in annual revenue anyway, without the US military, without compromising its safety standards, just by building genuinely better AI that developers trusted. That is either the most principled business decision in Silicon Valley history or the luckiest, possibly both. Now, if you're watching this as a developer or builder, here's what this actually means for your daily life. The AI tool market is no longer OpenAI's game to lose. For the first time since ChatGPT launched, there is a genuine competitor at the very top, one that is growing faster, valued higher, and apparently more willing to say no to bad deals. That competition is good for everyone building with AI. It means better models, better pricing, more innovation. But it also means the next 18 months are going to be the most aggressive AI product war we have ever seen. Both companies are preparing for IPOs, OpenAI reportedly filing within weeks, Anthropic considering its own public listing. When that happens, billions of dollars in public market money will pour into this race, and the pace of releases, which already feels insane, is going to accelerate even further. Buckle up. Here's the uncomfortable truth about today's news. Anthropic is worth nearly $1 trillion. It has $47 billion in annual revenue. It just beat the most famous AI company in the world, and most people outside of tech have never even heard of it.
That's how fast this industry moves. Today's underdog is tomorrow's trillion-dollar company, and today's king is just one bad quarter away from being yesterday's news. The AI race isn't slowing down, it's just getting started. Now, I want your take. Do you think Anthropic will stay on top, or will OpenAI fight back and reclaim the crown? Drop Anthropic or OpenAI in the comments right now, and tell me why. Best take gets pinned. This has been Capital Secrets. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.